hair loss. You know it sucks. So why not join the boys to bitch about it? Call in now to speak with Spencer and Specs. 0203-3724-683. This is The Bald Truth UK.
Like you said, the black market clinics, the turnkey clinics, these clinics that are Instagram ads, they just can't compete anymore because the new norm already is at the likes of the Harley Street Hair Clinic. They already have everything in place, and have had for some time. And that's where Nadeem has invested heavily, because it's more than an occupation for Nadeem. I know him well, and it's in his bones to make it the absolute best facility it possibly can, and to the best possible environment for the patient and the safety of the patient, alongside the best possible result. So I think the Harley Street Hair Clinic and clinics alike have already set the bar, and hopefully with the new age of COVID, only some changes have to be made to enable the doors open quite quickly.
But the big issue is, and Nadine, I'm sure you agree with this, or maybe let me know if you disagree. But you guys and the real players in this game, the guys who are really focused on providing state-of-the-art hair transplant surgery, haven't really been able to promote the things that you're talking about right now, because sadly you are all forced to compete in a very toxic, commoditized environment. So you only have so much, let's say, page space that you're able to utilize in order to get your message out there. And some of that stuff has to be provided, that information has to be provided once someone reaches out to you, which is great that you have that. But I think now it's the type of information that's going to be forward-facing. And for the first time, patients are really going to be more focused on those important elements of a hair transplant practice that they weren't focused on before. Would you agree with that?
Definitely. I mean, some of the things that have become more important are the basics, and these basics, and unfortunately, after visiting many other clinics as a guest, I've been sadly lacking. I've not been able to say anything before. I mean, for example, a lack of hand washing areas or zones, no alcohol, no gel, and for someone like me, I notice these things as a patient, and which is why it's so important, for example, to call in and speak on the Bald Truth is, because ultimately, I always look at it from being a patient. What would I like if I was going to a clinic? And I think in many ways you and Spencer still think like that, because this is personal to all of us, and we all have our experience with hair. And I think that's what makes us more able to help others by going through the process ourselves. And these are just things that I would like if I was visiting any type of clinic. And I think cleanliness and infection control, and more importantly, having the right types of staff in a clinic that I'm going to who are appropriately qualified and skilled and trained. I mean, for example, in the UK, one of the biggest tragedies is that when it comes to nurses who assist doctors, most of them are not qualified. Most of them are not registered nurses, for example, the NMC. So if something happened to you, you have a funny turn, a heart attack, they have no idea what to do with you. There's been a case recently, which I won't mention, in Spain, where the doctor and the rest of the staff have pretty much left the building and left the patient to it because they've been so scared of intervention. And this goes back to your original point. This is actually really serious surgery. It may be local anesthesia, but everybody is so different that the consumer has to be aware that this is serious surgery that needs planning and needs attention to detail. And overall, the doctor's role is very, very important in looking after the patient.